if you're just a little bit aware, you can feel something is shifting. Some people are not willing to maybe adapt to the change. Some people are not strong enough to adapt to the change. Some people don't know how to put it into practice in order to go with the change. There will come the time, and it's not going to take long, where a natural separation is going to take place, a natural separation. The ones that are able to read the signs, that are able to go with what is happening, to adapt to the changes this world is bringing to us, they will move on to another world. They will move on to another area, to another cycle of us humans being right now here on the earth. And other people that are unwilling, unable, maybe incapable of adapting to the coming changes. It is simple like this. They will stay with the old world, which is about to end. That's the message. An old era is about to come to an end. A new era is about to come. This is worldwide happening. It's happening inside our monastery. It's happening inside of me.
It's just different.
I am the world changer, coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the art of transmutation. I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, It was I who caused the triple Aztec monuments of the Avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple grounds. I oversee the morning and the evening stars. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun. For the great regeneration of the world's soul, to know me is to know your own power of self-generation. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Self-generation is power. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies.
Greetings in Lakesh. I just want to quickly do a quick mic check. Am I being heard clearly? All right. Got to make sure that this audio is very good. Welcome everyone to the Past Portals of Total Mind Recall. This is going to be an incredible series that's coming up to access deeper parts of our memories to be able to advance our life on a spiritual level. So it's very powerful. You are truly in for a treat. Let's go ahead and start with the prayer of the 7 galactic directions before we get going. The prayer of the 7 galactic directions. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with the harmonies to end all war. And from the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Unaku Heva Maya E Maho. Ayum Hunaku Eva Maya E Maho. Ayum Hunaku Eva Maya E Maho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. And so I want to make some acknowledgments to the source of all creation, the Galactic Federation, the foundation for the law of time, the Jewel University of Immortal Sciences, star elders, ancestors, master teachers, indigenous elders, the Mimic Priesthood, Tainetta Muhammad, some personal announcements, acknowledgments with Tainetta Muhammad, Kin 67, Balloon Votan, Jose Arguez, the closer of the cycle of 2012, Kin 11, Red Queen Stephanie South, the director of the Foundation for the Law of Time, Kin 185, High Priestess Ma'at and Makaru Amen, the High Priestess of the Mimic Priesthood, Kin 242, and Dr. Jewel Pookrum, the Chancellor and founder of the Jewel University of Immortal Sciences, Kin 210, and Wanique Kimi Tahuti Shabazz, also known as Vazak Votan, the opener of the new cycle, Kin number 86. And I am truly delighted to make these acknowledgments, all of the star masters, star elders, and all of the ancestors that have paved the way for us to evolve in this time. Ashe. All right, so we're going to be covering an overview of the past portals of what we call the total mind recall. And the reason why it's called this is because we have been operating in this physical domain, in the phenomenal world, I would say, with a limited mind that has been artificially constructed by certain programs that advances technology and certain agendas like capitalism and so on and so forth. And so this is to access the essence of our being, to access the human technology as we are evolving into the next stage of our existence. We have completely shifted from the information age into the telepathic age in terms of consciousness. Now, the physical and phenomenal world are making its adjustments to do so as well. We're part of those adjustments. My name is Neb Taharka Kanish Kawak, and I am the founder and chancellor of the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment, where we teach on evolved concepts with the basis of the concepts of the laws of time and nature, whole mind concepts from the Hollow Mind Perceiver, and spiritual memory exercises and tools through the Tzolk'in calendar. And this is based on the Olmec and Galactic Maya, I would say, transgressions and abilities to tap into higher mind. And so we have tapped into this, and it's incredible when we do, because we really realize a lot of the faculties of our mind that we aren't using. So in this process, let me just define the synchronistic human, which is someone who is able to be multidimensional while unifying energy from the synchronicities of natural time cycles towards the holonomic evolution of humanity, Mother Earth, and the galactic whole. What this means is that we are connected on all levels. Starting at the energy level, we are connected to everything, every planet, every cosmos, every multiverse, every galaxy and we connect to this through the mind, right? So on the energetic level, it's the whole aspect of our being, and we can tap into that through our brain. But there's another dimension, and it's the spiritual element. And the spirit gives and translates the energy into a format that can communicate with sentient beings, us as humans. And so we have the spirit, and then we have the human avatar that's able to manifest. So we're multi-dimensional on the physical plane. So we're multi-dimensional in that aspect, and we can connect on all these levels. The problem is that when we are living in this life, most of us are only limited to the physical aspect of our existence. And it limits us because it's full of programs from the world and how the matrix and systems operate, that it programs us to go through a certain pattern and habitual natures. And so we become very limited to accessing the parts of our being that can make us more expansive in our consciousness, more telepathic, and more extrasensory in our own right. So becoming a synchronistic humans unlocks these aspects of what it is that we are tapping into in terms of our total mind. Here's a vision statement that I like to share. The vision statement that we have is to transcend our minds deep into our cosmic memory circuits as we awaken from a deep state of amnesia in order to move from the information age into the telepathic age of our existence. And here we go, establish a new world of highly telepathic beings. And I would add to that practice self-governance. One of the best gifts that can be given to you is to be able to exercise full authority over your whole mind with all of its faculties and dimensions. Now, this is very powerful because once we become aware that we're only operating on a limited aspect, it kind of changes everything, because now we can take more charge and more control of our earthly experience. Just remember, who owns your time owns your mind. Change your time and change your mind and change your mind. And guess what? You're going to change what you experience in your world. And so we ought to understand about vibration and frequency and want to bring ourselves into vibrational alignment with the abundance that brought us here. But to do that, we must think and operate in new patterns to break the cycles and the programs of the past. All right. So one of the things that we do to do this is we start with the 13 moon, 28-day lunar cycles, because the moon itself is governing the lunar cycles, which it takes about 28 days for the moon to revolve around the earth. And that energy is very key and is very powerfully linked to the female avatar, the human female on the planet. And so we start integrating these cosmic cycles into the brain so we can unblock these artificial programs and access the totality of our mind. So now we can actually recall what's in our total mind versus keep living in the feedback loop of our limited mind in the linear world. All right. So we follow three dynamic cycles, or three cosmic cycles that we want to tap into. So we talked about the 13 moon, 28-day cycle, right? And then now the next cycle is the 260-day cycle. It is governed by what we call the Tzolk'in, the total kin. And the total kin is the total 260 expressions of the creator, right? Where we move from inception into incarnation. It's like we move from the spiritual world into the physical phenomenal world. And when we do that, we are going through different states of consciousness and recording that in our mind. And so once we become into a physical being from this perspective, we now have to remember and recall all of the consciousness that it took to get from the spiritual into the physical world. So it's a journey of remembrance. And we to help activate this, we use the sun in our galaxy, which it takes the earth, which it takes the earth 365.25 days to revolve around the sun. And then to evolve, we use the cycles of Star Sirius A and Star Sirius B. And this is the evolutionary cycles that we focus on to bring us into the light of consciousness, to bring us out of the programs into the power of the synchronicities that created this whole world, this whole cosmos, et cetera, et cetera. So you may or may not understand all or understand all of these cosmic cycles yet. It may take some time to really get familiar with it, but as you do, and as we synchronize these cycles, we are now able to access our minds, right, and consciousness in a different way that can help us advance our civilization as humans. It's very powerful, in my opinion. All right, so with that, we start out with the 13-day, 28-day cycles. And so we are currently in the 9th out of 13 cycles called the solar moon, and we are on the 17th plasma. Now, we use the word plasma instead of days because we're not in the days. I actually do a talk about when the calendar started to correct the errors of the leap years, the Julian calendar, that it put us in the days of the week. And so you had to stick around to see how that happened and how consciousness has been unable to move forward, because when they started this calendar, they skipped the first 10 days and to begin the calendar. And so there's some science behind that, how that kind of created a blind spot for humanity moving forward. And all these things in the physical world, like colonization and different things like that, have transpired because of this blind spot. So we want to talk about, in the Total Mind Recall, how to remove the blind spot so we can thrive instead of being limited. All right, so we're on the 17th plasma, you can see that. And then here's the Tzolk'in calendar. This is the 260-day calendar. So this is a separate calendar that tracks the expressions of God or the creator or the creator. And each expression has a message to give us insights on different ways to evolve. So on the Tzolk'in calendar, today we are on Kin 104, and we are about to move into this purple area. This purple area is an evolutionary cycle for our life force energy called the Serpent Way Spell. And you see these green areas. Let's go back here. These green areas, 106 through 115. These are 10 consecutive portal opportunities to tap into our memory that I want to talk about today. And this is kind of what we're going to be doing. Going to share what we're going to be doing to access our memory on deeper levels through these portals, these 10 consecutive portals that are coming up. So it's very powerful. It's a very powerful quantum leap energy that can take place as a result of this. So pay perfect attention to what I'm talking about with this. This will blow your mind, really will. All right, so now this is the second calendar that we are looking at. Now, what happens is, let's just look at the Kin. So we're on the 104th expression out of 260 in the name of the yellow galactic seed and yellow cosmic seed. And we are in the currently in the evolutionary cycle of the yellow human, which is helping us evolve through our wisdom, influence, and free will. And so by being able to do so, we're in the final Kin of that evolutionary cycle. We're on the cosmic seed, and look at what the affirmation says. It states, I endure in order to target transcending my awareness. You want to personalize the affirmation. I seal the input of flowering with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of elegance. All right, now this is powerful because this speaks about enduring a process so that you can target things correctly, right? And this goes beyond awareness and takes our consciousness further. Once we're aware, awareness is the key to change. But we have to be present for it. A lot of us are distracted because of these devices and everything. We have to be in the present moment, and we're guided by the power of our elegance, the essence of our being. Okay, this shows us the way back to the source. All right, so very, very, very powerful. I want to say this 2 more times to lock it into our consciousness. I endure in order to target transcending awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of elegance. One more time to lock it in. I endure in order to target, transcending awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of elegance. And so Kin 104 is, if you just took a minute or 30 seconds to a minute, just meditating on this, I have found that I've gotten insights from this message. And these insights are kind of like leading me into a path or a way that I can advance myself in this physical world. Is very powerful. So every day we read the Kin, and we can get different messages, because each Kin expression is showing us an evolutionary aspect of the creator. Okay. All right. So now that we've done that, let's talk about the portals. So what are portal days? So we're going back to the Tzolk'in calendar, which is a 260-day calendar. We also call it a galactic spin. All right. And what happens is, how this is created, there are 20 different archetypes. You can see this on the left. And the archetypes come from dynamic frequencies of light. And there are 13 cosmic tones, right? And these tones, right, dealing with sound, when we put the dynamic frequencies of light with the cosmic tones, it creates an expression of the creator, 260 expressions. And these energies was around when everything started in the beginning of time, with the cosmos actually went into motion. And so let's talk about what these portal days really mean to us. So let's go ahead through this. The portal days are energy nodes between common Earth time and galactic time. Now, all of this is part of our consciousness. Time wave intersections that facilitate the reception of cosmic knowledge. So this is how we get downloads, okay? Once we get these intersections, it triggers something in our consciousness. And a lot of times we don't listen to it. It comes often in the form of intuition, right? Time wave intersections that facilitate the reception of cosmic knowledge. On portal days, two distinct perceptions of reality are intertwined and linked together. It's the 28-day lunar rhythm, which intermingles the galactic heartbeat, right? Causing for universal wisdom to spiral down into your day-to-day life, right? Into your crown chakra, right? Let's look at some more on the portals. The frequency of galactic activation portals is best understood as a tangible presence of 7 vibration, the vibration of 7, which makes life surprising and pregnant with meaning. This is what the synchronicities are. Follow the synchronicities in our life, right? 7 days it takes the moon from one phase to the next. Approximately 4 times 7 lasts 1 full lunar cycle. The 4 indicates the elements of fire, water, earth, and air, or 4 directions, or the 4 directions bringing energy, right, from the invisible into the visible, bringing energy into form, preparing the vessel for the 7 to descend. All right. Let's talk some more about the portals. If you add the numbers of the 4 corners of the Tzolk'in chart together, so the numbers are in galactic notation. Let's take 1 here in the corner, right? You see 1 with the dot above it. We see the 241. There's a bar and 2 dots. The bar represents 5, and the 2 dots represent 2. So that's 7 plus 1. And then let's go down here to the lower left-hand corner, right, which is 7, right? A bar and 2 dots. Each dot represents 1. The bar is 5, right? So now we have 7, right? 7 plus 7 is 14. And then we have 13, 260. There's 2 bars and 3 dots. So that's 13 in the lower right-hand corner plus 7 is 20. Plus 7 in the upper right-hand corner plus 1 in the upper left-hand corner, 28. And you could go in the corners of each of these. The next one is 22. See where it says 22? You got to look at the tone above, right? In galactic notation. So what it's saying is that each of these are precisely aligned to add up to 28 And if you go through each one until you get all the way in the middle, they will all add up to 28. And if you continue to count the 4 quarters moving diagonally towards the center, that's what will take place. They always add up to 28. Within an Earth year, 365 days, 0.25 days, almost exactly 13 cycles of 28, and 1 day at a time. All right. One last thing. There's an interesting numerological connotation to the number 28. Lunar energy, which vibrates to the 2, right? 28. Let's start with the 2. We're dealing with duality meets galactic energy, galactic and Earth vibration and frequency, right? Vibrating to the number. Now the 2 goes to the 8, the symbol of infinity. We call it the infinite mind wave, right? The 2 plus the 8 make 10, symbolizes, unity as the 1 and the power of 0, the power of the void, the power of the primal force, which everything is birthed in. So when we look at this in consciousness, and you could look at this and this looks like the galactic DNA. There's something here. Somebody is going to tonight, somebody is going to be meditating on this, and it's going to trigger something that's been missing for them for a long time. You will find most people that in the mainstream are not prepared to allow their consciousness to get to this point. But some people, they have been, trying to advance spiritually, they're truth seekers, and they're like, well, how does all of this work? And this triggers your mind to trust, to have primal trust in being guided spiritually through your heart by this omnipresent, omnipotent mind that we can tap into. It's so powerful. And so the reason why we're coming together, right, is on this calendar, we're focused on these kin that are highlighted in purple and that are highlighted in orange. All right. Now we're going to work on the kin that are highlighted in purple because these are 10 kin expressions in a row. I call them portals into our memory. All right. Portals into our memory. And as we go deeper into our memory, we're able to access greater states of consciousness that we can operate in the body with. So as I mentioned earlier, the past portals are going to begin on kin numbers 106 to 115, which is directly aligned with March the 25th through April the 3rd. So there's some things that we're going to be doing on those particular days in kin to access our mind in a way to help us advance ourselves in the world or based on our purpose in it. Now, what happens is when we take that 260-day calendar and we synchronize it with the 13 moon 28-day cycle, this is what we get here. All right. And so we call this a synchronometer that we follow. And it has the Gregorian date on here. So you can see today is March the 23rd. But it's also the 17th plasma of the solar moon. The plasma is gamma, which is dealing with the third eye chakra. It activates the third eye chakra to restore and to advance our self-image and our vision through the imaginal realm of what we can do in this physical world. Remember, the imaginal realm influences the phenomenal realm, the physical realm, okay? So now on kin 104 and this plasma activating this expression to help us remember, to help give us insights to remember, we now can look at this purple area. See where the purple box is? That is where we start the evolutionary cycle of the galactic life force through the serpent. And so on plasmas 19 through 28, is where these 10 consecutive portals are, starting with kin 106 and ending with 115, right? The question that this moon asks, and every year, because it's a 260-day cycle where these 10 consecutive portals come up, and they move around the lunar cycles, right? So right now, we're having this in March, but next year, we're going to have it at a different time. The next time we're going to have this is going to be 260 days or 260 kin from now. So it's very powerful because it's going to be at different points in the calendar. And when we study the 13 moon calendar, each moon has a different theme, has a different meaning. Okay. And so it's very important that we get and understand the power of who we are and where we are, so that we can access this energy, so that we can evolve as beings versus be limited and controlled. Okay. So it's very, very, very key and very, very, very important that we understand our power. Okay. All right. Now listen, the next time that we will be doing this, to give you an example of the power in this and why you want to keep doing this, is because the next time we do this will be in the overtone moon, where we empower ourselves. So we're going to be using the portals at that time to empower ourselves. But in this moon, the theme of this moon is asking us a question: how do I attain my purpose? So in these 10 consecutive days that we're going to be working with you on, you're going to be not only thinking about your purpose, but how to attain your purpose or purposes. All right. And so it's very important. It's very methodical. It's very orderly how it comes through. It's very synchronistic how it's come through. All you have to do is allow it to, and listen to your intuition, which is not always easy to do, right? Because your intuition is always going to speak to you at a higher level of consciousness than what you operate at, and creating circumstances that you may dislike, right? And so when we get those circumstances that we dislike, we say, oh, how do I get out of this? And then higher consciousness speaks to us through intuition, but it doesn't feel comfortable because it's taking us further, and it may make us a little uncomfortable. But that's the creator speaking to us so that we can advance past circumstances that we slow down our progress or may have even stopped us, okay? So we're using this, and this is an ideal of what we do to now activate this process with these 10 consecutive portal days. Now, each portal day, or kin, we have a theme. So I'm going to go through this with you. It's really powerful what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be doing 10 meditations, right? There's approximately going to be 21 minutes apiece each day. And they're going to be recorded so you can access them, and aired at 4:41 a.m. or 4:41 p.m. Now, there's a very distinct reason why we chose 4:41. All right, because that is the 441 codes of remembrance. You can access the live stream that we have either at 4:41 a.m. Make sure you write that down, or 4:41 p.m. every day for these 10 consecutive kin and days. All right. So on kin 106, we're going to be focusing on I am in total recall of stabilized opportunities. All right. The next on kin 107, right? We're going to be doing a 21-minute meditation on March the 26th, kin 107. I am in total recall of accomplished knowledge. We could use that. More accomplishment. Kin 108, March the 22nd. I am in total recall of beautified art. Kin 109 on March the 28th. I am in total recall of purified energy healing. And so as you recall these different modalities, not only are you able to experience them in your mind, you're able to experience them in your physical experience. All right. Kin 110 on March the 29th. I am in total recall of unconditional love. Kin 111, March the 30th. We're going to be doing a 21-minute meditation. I am in total recall of inspired inner joy. Kin 112, March the 31st. We're going to be doing another meditation. I am in total recall of realized wakefulness, right? Kin one, that's on, excuse me, let's go back. Kin 112 on the 31st of March is I am in total recall, watch this, of influenced wisdom, right? Kin 113, April the 1st, I am in total recall of realized wakefulness. Kin 114, right, on April the 2nd, I am in total recall of manifested timelessness, where time doesn't exist. All right. And so the last one, Ken 115 on April the 3rd, I am in total recall of liberated self-image. All right. So these meditations are designed to help you remember these aspects of yourself to operate in the physical world with full autonomy, right? Self-governance and self-realization and actualization, right? So you're not governed by these programs that limit us just to the physical aspect of our being. It's going to be so powerful, all right? And so what you're going to need to do at that point is you're going to need to make sure that you have access to these. So you need to register, and you'll get a notification on when this is about to start, either at 4:41 a.m. or 4:41 p.m. So you want to set alarms, you want to do everything you can, and you want to be in tune with the meditation and allow it to tap into your memory in such a way that you can recall aspects of yourself that you have forgotten, that have atrophied in your mind, that now have awakening. And this awakening is now going to take you into deeper into your spiritual purpose in this physical reality. It's going to be flat out amazing. Okay. And if this is resonating with you, like it's resonating with me, make sure that you are present for all of the sessions. All right. They will last about 21 minutes each. And this is a great time in these portals, these memory portals, galactic activation portals, to access your mind in such a way to inspire you to move beyond some of your limitations and blockages. All right. And we keep doing it until we keep advancing and removing blockages. All right. So that's what we're going to cover. It's going to be amazing. All right. So again, this is open to the public. All you have to do is register. We're going to put the registration link in the chat. And when we do, you capture that, make sure you register, and it will notify you before we start. I also recommend that you actually set alarms and whatnot so that you're able to make sure that you are present before we start so that you're there when we start. Ashe? All right, Ashe. Now, why is this so important? I want to close out right here and talk about why. Well, with the advancements of artificial intelligence, okay, it really is sinking us into the artificial world. And artificial world limits us to artificial calendrical systems. It really limits us to the physical world. And these artificial systems are controlling our emotions. And the emotional intelligence that we have, that barometer, determines how much of that intelligence, mental potential we can access, right? It determines you can only access as much mental potential and intelligence as your emotional intelligence will allow you to. So I'll give you an example. When we get under pressure and we panic and we don't have the emotional stability to be able to think and be intelligent in adverse times or adverse experiences, then we'll only be able to access the part of our logic and reasoning and intelligence that deal with flight or fight or survival. Okay, so we want to definitely be able to go beyond that. But when we're limited to the programs of the artificial world, we live in what's called a conflict, right? The conflict is between the physical world and its artificiality and our spirit and our purpose, our galactic purpose is to spiritually evolve. But we cannot do that just being limited to the physical body. So therefore, what happens is that we get these concepts about advancing, but we're limited to our physical experience. And that's what the programs do to us. The more we follow them, the more we depend on programs, the more we depend on artificiality. So why is that significant? If you're somebody that wants to be a purpose, wants to be able to evolve past, don't want to be controlled by governments or or entities that's governing your mental aspect, if you're somebody that really wants to take control of your destiny, if you're somebody that wants to go beyond materialism, this is the time and this is the space to do so. Some of you may already be on that path, but this is just designed to accelerate you on that path so you can go further in your purpose. Another part of this is very important is you'll realize that in order to go further in your purpose as you evolve spiritually, which is very powerful, and the spirit will help you clear up any karmatic patterns that you've created in this time or previous lifetimes. The reason why you want to clear up those patterns, because those are triggers that come into your physical experience. And then now we're limited to that. We just think that that's all we accept. That's just how things are. It's not. Because this is your own holographic universe. This is your own experience. Once you realize and accept that you're more than just a physical being, right? You're more than just a physical being. I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the light. What that means when that was said in the Bible is that I'm these different aspects. I am the energetic light body, I am the spirit, and I am the physical body. And when you put them all together, now there's phenomenal amounts of intelligence. You can tap into cosmic intelligence. You can tap into telepathy on a regular basis and very intentionally versus randomly. And you're able to have extrasensory experiences that you didn't have before. It's phenomenal. And that's why it's important that you're able to tap into this aspect of yourself now so that you don't have to keep repeating cycles. What am I talking about? Keep repeating incarnations where you have to come here because you didn't learn the lessons the last time you were in this physical body. Okay? So this is a very powerful thing right now. And I'm telling you, when I did this for the first time, it blew my mind. And I said, oh, I can never go back. Once your mind has been stretched, it can never go back to its original state. So that's why. So come and join me. You're welcome to donate now or in our sessions. It's no cost to be in the sessions. And so if you want to donate, you can donate at our Cash App designation or our PayPal. We will also post those links in the chat at the appropriate time and space. You also have that opportunity to do so in each meditation. It's going to be phenomenal. And we welcome all of you, new and existing members of the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment and those who are guests, because this is a movement that is taking place of the mind towards human evolution into the synchronistic human, out of the information age and into the telepathic age of our existence. This is a great time to be alive. It's a great time to take advantage of this knowledge and intelligence that we're talking about. And this is how we quantum leap into the new time. All right. So what I want you to do, I want you to definitely take this very seriously. On behalf of the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment and all of its faculty and staff and all of you who are listening, I want to thank you for taking time out to listen to this. And I will say, In Lakesh means I am another you. Alakim means you are another me. Hotep, Hetipu, and Namaste. And I want you to watch this video of the past portals that's coming up before you jump off. All right, so we're going to roll the video and thank you for watching.